Ebullient greetings. I'm your host, Jackie Bird of Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness, your guide to stress and anxiety relief, mindfulness, awareness, self-care, self-love, and personal growth. Welcome and thank you for joining me as we roll with peace in mind. If you live or will be visiting the tri-state area September 14th or 15th, I am offering a 1-hour StressBusters Guided Meditation workshop. Come experience, ground, de-stress, center and balance your energies as we move into the fall. The kids will be in school and I bet you could use some recharging. Info and tickets are on JackieBirdSpiritualWellness.com. Click enter. Hover on the Stress Relief Tools tab, click Workshops, then book it. That's a bit to remember, so it's included in the show notes. If you can't make it, join my mailing list to keep up with what's up, or book a private session in person or online. Today's riff is Awakening Awareness, Taking Responsibility for Self, on the mindfulness tip. We generally exist in the state of mind fog. Thoughts, events, to-do lists, and complaints streak through our minds at breakneck speeds, like flashing images in a video, never quite grasping the images fully as they blindingly race by. As technology rapidly advances, we humans have largely become more and more disconnected from self, from our inner guidance, from our inner space, as we often look to our smartphones, to others, and to the acquisition of things to make us feel good, to make us feel whole. Then our bubble bursts because we realize that extra pair of shoes we just had to have, or that pint of Haagen-Dazs, well, it ain't even a pint anymore, that pint of Haagen-Dazs we wolfed down, or that new car we just got, or promotion, and even that new relationship with the person of our dreams. Once the shine rubs off, we realize, it momentarily covered the hole, but it didn't close it. We still can kind of feel empty. The hole is within us, so no person or thing can close it. Which is why awakening awareness is so key to creating more balance, more grounding and centering in our lives. Becoming whole is a spiritual walk. There's not one material thing that provides that. It is a soul-searching, mindfulness, self-love, patience, perspective kind of thing. Many times including a lot of trial and error, but that is part of the journey. And it brings me to the question, are you aware of your general state of mind? Would you say it's generally one or more of the things on this list? 1, happy. 2, worried. 3, afraid of, and you fill in the blank. 4, depressed. 5, hopeful. 6, frustrated. 7, joyful. 8, angry. 9, preoccupied with stuff. 10, optimistic. 11, pessimistic. 12, discontented. 13, uneasy. Or 14, plain old unhappy. If you are primarily frustrated, angry, discontented, preoccupied with stuff, worried, afraid of, blank, or depressed, then you can just jump down to the last choice on the list, number 14, unhappy. Now again, I'm talking about your general state of mind, not whether or not you feel these things periodically. I'm talking about your general state of being. So what is your answer? We'll read it off again. 1, happy. 2, worried. 3, afraid of, you fill in the blank. 4, depressed. 5, hopeful. 6, frustrated. 7, joyful. 8, angry. 9, preoccupied with stuff. 10, optimistic. 11, pessimistic. 12, discontented. 13, uneasy. Or 14, plain old unhappy. Say to yourself, my general state of mind is that of, and then fill in that answer from the list. How you roll most days. Me, my answer is, my general state of mind is that of being happy, joyful, and optimistic. That is my general state of mind. Now, I used to be preoccupied with stuff, worried all the flipping time. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I mean, here I am on Broadway, dancing and singing, something that a lot of people would love to do and never get the opportunity to. And I am so busy worrying about the show closing and having to get another gig. Now, yeah, the show did eventually close, but my point is, instead of me fully enjoying the moment and it being the culmination of what I had worked toward for years, I was spending my time and energy being worried. So I also went through a heavy depression. I went through a really, really bad patch when I hit 30. And I can tell you, make a commitment to yourself to begin your awakening awareness practice, and you will become more grounded, more centered, more balanced, reduce your stress levels, and have more moments on the positivity side of the scale. Awakening awareness is paying attention, noticing what triggers certain thoughts and behaviors for you, tracing your emotional life to that of the thoughts that precede the emotion. Most challenging. Oh boy, is it challenging. It's hard work. It's probably one of the hardest things that you'll do. But in order to break or change habits and behaviors, you gotta take that into account. You've been practicing those things for a very long time and you're really good at it. If you are a frustrated person by nature, generally, you've been doing that a long time. You're real good at that. So you gotta understand that it will take desire, willpower, intention, and patience to shift what is not creating the peace and life you seek. It is not an instant gratification kind of thing. And think about it, talking about not being aware. We get grumpy when someone doesn't hold the door and it slams on us. Or we hold the door and the person walks through like they didn't even see you without saying thank you. They're like totally oblivious to the fact that, you could have let the door slam in their face or let them struggle with the door if they're carrying packages or pushing strollers. Same thing with non-smokers. We can get bent out of shape when a smoker lights up with not a care in the world, totally oblivious to whatever scowls you are throwing their way, the moving further away, your body language. They're oblivious to that. But in essence, how can you be aware of others, truly aware of others, when you have no clue of what you're thinking or feeling on a moment-to-moment basis, or the thoughts and emotions that stream through your mind with no accounting, and also feeling like you can't control your mind? You can't help it. It's easy to complain about the behaviors of others, but what about the abuse you pile upon yourself regularly? Are you aware of the hateful messages and mistreatment you heap on yourself daily? Anything from I'm fat, I'm skinny, I hate my forehead, I can't stand how my lips look, I hate my height, I'm so stupid, saying yes when you vehemently mean no, having deep and perpetual guilt, staying in a relationship that doesn't serve you, keeping a friend in your circle that does not honor you, is uber critical and jealous of you, not speaking your truth, and constantly opting to swallow it, overeating when you are full, undereating to be in control of things that you cannot control, over drinking, over drugging, or any indulgence that is over, being the family martyr and then complaining about it. I mean, the list goes on. Where is the awareness in those behaviors? What is the trigger, and why not release your hold on it? Would you continue these things if you became more fully aware of what's going on inside you? And how do these things make you feel? Are you aware of how quality of life sapping these things are? Being in the state of perpetual oblivion and unaware to the effects of your thoughts gone amok, the effects of out of control thoughts on your body. It's like being tormented by someone, except the tormentor is you. There is no peace, or it's truly fleeting. You may feel it when you go on vacation, are newly in love, or among nature. But when you re-emerge into reality, poof, it's gone. How do you begin to become more aware? How do you begin to break out of the state of mind fog? First off, to repeat, the most important ingredient is desire, coupled with intention, willpower, and patience. Okay, here's a suggestion on how to get started. Begin by taking a mundane activity that you do all the time and see how you can tune in more to the actual action. Kind of like going to the gym to exercise your mind, your willpower, and intentions. Take something like brushing your teeth. Okay. Instead of using that time and your mind wanders and rattles off what it needs to do and who said what that you didn't like and all these other things that float through your mind, begin to focus on the sound of the water. Listen to it as it comes out of the faucet and hits the bottom of the sink. I bet you may be thinking, I don't have time for this. But I assure you, to awaken awareness takes time to tone those muscles. It takes your time and attention. Now, you don't have to spend any extra time brushing your teeth. Awakening awareness is about where you place your attention during any given moment. So let's get back to brushing of the teeth. Listen to the sound of the running water, the feel of the toothbrush as you pick it up. Focus on picking up the tube of toothpaste or whatever cleaning agent you use. How does it feel in your hand? Note the size, shape, temperature, and weight of the tube or the container it's in. Be present as you squeeze the paste out of the tube. Note the color, the smell, the weight. Feel your toothbrush get heavier as you add the paste. Stay present. Note the smell of the paste as it gets closer to your mouth. Feel the bristles on your teeth and gums, the explosion of taste as the paste is in your mouth, the sensation of brushing your teeth. You're doing something great and necessary for yourself and the rest of us. Why not stay focused? Stay present through every step down to the finish. And I know you may feel absolutely ridiculous, but as I said, you don't have to make this any slower than normal. Just stay connected to the action. And if your mind drifts and tells you this is ridiculous, gently direct it back to what you're doing. Your awareness that your mind drifted is a great thing. That's really important. So once you feel silly doing it, just ignore your mind picking at you. And for the many that have trouble meditating, this is a great foray into meditation. Take this action and use this as a meditation and quieting your mind and just being. And if this doesn't work for you in terms of brushing your teeth, there are a plethora of choices you can do using the same steps, like making up your bed, if that's something you do, to ironing your clothes, to washing dishes or putting them in the dishwasher, to walking down the street, to the art of eating your food, to walking up the stairs or going up in an escalator or elevator. There are tons of mundane things you do every day, and you can use these things to increase and exercise your awareness muscle, a very necessary ingredient in a mindfulness practice. And also in terms of heaping more love, self-love on yourself, you being present in the activities that you're doing. On a side note, if you want to explore further, I delve even deeper into these type of exercises in my ebook series, 7 Daily Thoughts and Mantras for Mindfulness, which you can find on my website. The link is in the show notes. And be sure to listen to episode 1 of the podcast because it focuses on breathing, which is also a necessary ingredient in your awakening awareness journey. Becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions, as well as the connection between the two, in addition to our intentions, needs to be a priority if we want to make shifts and changes to create space for peace and well-being in our lives. As a result, you may find yourself having more awareness about the environment, about wanting to learn more about other people and cultures that share our earth, wanting to learn new things in general, and having an increase in your compassion. Because as you grow through this practice, you will want to expand your knowledge and experiences, as well as the urge to discard people, beliefs, and things that no longer serve you, because you've become more fully aware about how it ain't working for you. So you can let them go. If we want to raise our vibrations from that of discontent, unease, anxiousness, carelessness, anger, guilt, worry, depression, and disconnectedness, because after all, we are energetic beings, as everything is energy. If you want to raise your vibrational frequencies to that of love, joy, peace, and gratitude, you must awaken awareness. It's within each of us. No one else but you can do this. What I chose to use for this exercise was the action of folding clothes. After taking them out of the dryer, they're nice and warm and everything. I saw how my mind wandered every which way. It was insane. And I was crazy. And I realized at that point that I really had no real control over my doggone mind. I thought I did, but doing that exercise was eye-opening, because I realized this thing, you think you can control your mind? Well, guess what? You don't control it. It controls you. But in time, it got easier to focus on the action for the sake of the action and to quiet my mind. It also helped to open up and flex my awareness muscles, to be aware of runaway thought, becoming acutely aware that my emotions were directly connected to whatever my predominant thoughts were, and to redirect the flow when my thoughts went toward areas that did not serve me, to stop worrying so doggone much about things I either had no immediate answers for or that were out of my control, and to trust. This exercise brought me to a deeper level of understanding about myself, which only deepened my awareness of not only others, but of my awareness of my own footprint in this thing called life, and of my responsibility to live my best life. That to do so entailed the awareness of my thoughts, emotions, and actions, thus deepening my state of well-being and self-love, because I had opened a conduit to hearing my inner self and honoring my inner space. So let me know how it goes, y'all. What have you chosen or will choose to do for my exercise, awareness of the mundane? Consider this as you go along. What are you noticing? How is it playing out in other parts of your life? How are you feeling? Has practicing made any changes in how you feel about things? And one last question for you. What do you think comes first, the thought or the emotion? Let that marinate for a minute. Please chime in with your comments on my Facebook page, Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness, using the hashtag #WhatComesFirst, the thought or emotion, and then let me know what you think. On Instagram, tag Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness, add 2 hashtags, Roll with Peace in Mind, and What Comes First, the thought or emotion, reposting one of my Roll with Peace in Mind photos, and then let me know what you think. Thought or emotion, what happens? And if I really dig it, I will definitely repost you, share it on Facebook, and shout you out in a future episode. All these instructions, including the hashtags, are in the show notes. Y'all, this is an ongoing convo. Be kind to yourself and be patient. It is a practice. It is a state of becoming. We are always in a state of becoming. For as long as you live, there is no finish line. No, I'm done. As long as you live, personal growth is not a static activity. It is an ongoing, dynamic, and alive endeavor. And now I will take you on a guided meditation journey. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Make sure your spine is straight And if you are seated, your feet are planted firmly. If you are lying down, also have your feet planted firmly on the surface with your knees bent. Begin to listen to your normal breathing. Notice the chest expanding with the in-breath, the chest returning to normal on the out-breath. Begin to see your random thoughts sliding away from you, like sand in an hourglass, just floating away. Feel yourself sinking toward the earth, while at the same time reaching through up to the sky. Feel yourself expand, noticing the flow of your breath. Begin to breathe with me on 4 counts. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, breathe in deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeating on your own time. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling longer. Continue to breathe deeply on your own time. Keeping the focus on the breath and the expansion of your body toward the earth and toward the heavens. Now take the image in your mind of something that is wise and aware. It could be a family member you admire and respect. It could be a friend who always gives you good advice. It can be an ancestor. Anything that feels wiser than you. Begin to see yourself opening up to that image in your mind and growing in awareness of what's inside and outside of you. Feel yourself expanding. And say to yourself, I am awakening awareness. I am awakening awareness. I am awakening awareness. Breathing on your own time. Slowly open your eyes. Just remaining where you are, sitting in the wisdom. I am awakening awareness. I hope our time together was soothing, relaxing, and illuminating for you. I welcome your comments and questions here or on social media. Be sure to tag Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness for a chance to have your comments read on a future episode. And to deepen your meditation experience with me, go to JackieBirdSpiritualWellness.com, where you will find ebooks on stress relief, mindfulness, and personal growth. You can also book a StressBusters Guided Meditation session. And if you dig the talk segment, guided meditation, and the music in this episode, those tracks are available on JackieBirdSpiritualWellness.com also. In the meantime, thank you for listening, and remember to roll with peace in mind.